Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Whole Views. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Corey, and today we're going to be talking about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. This is going to serve as my non-spoiler review as Dead Reckoning, and I'm going to refer to the movie as Dead Reckoning from this point moving forward. I gotta say, this movie was impressive, man. I was highly impressed with everything that we got with this one. I knew going in that it would be a part 1, and we kind of got burned with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. We forget that that one was a part 1 when it was announced, and it ended with a huge cliffhanger. Dead Reckoning is also a part 1, but it does not end in the same way. This is a much more satisfying part 1 than any other part 1 I feel like I've seen in the movies. Like, they don't leave you in a place where the story that they gave you is incomplete. You have a cohesive beginning, middle, end, full story, and you know exactly where we're going to start from when we pick back up when this next one comes out. So again, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I do want to kind of get into who's in the movie and then also talk about the things that I found impressive, but I will not be giving details about the movie. Anything that I say here will not spoil you on it. This is going to be a spoiler free video. So let's get to it. The cast is incredibly impressive here. Tom Cruise himself is always doing so much, and when I watch him run in these movies, I think to myself, I need to get on his level. At his age, it's impressive that he could sprint as much as he does throughout this film. It happens at least 3 or 4 times, and it was impressive to see him hauling and making it to his destination right when he was supposed to. Haley Atwell is here, and it's good to see her doing something outside of the MCU and seeing her be so entertaining apart from all that stuff. A lot of the actors inside the MCU do things and then they leave and they are not as entertaining, and you don't see them have as much energy or the same similar type roles. And she actually had a role that was kind of similar, secret agent type stuff, but it was elevated and she was different from what we've seen her in before. So I was glad to see her here. I really enjoyed her performance. Speaking of MCU actors and actresses, we have Palm Clementif. I'm gonna call her Palm from this point moving forward. She is Mantis in the Guardian movies and the Avengers stuff. And here she's a brand new character. And when I say she has never been so well utilized as she was in this movie, I really enjoy seeing her. As a person who watches films and you can see what people do here and then what they do there, I thought to myself, she has to be having the most fun that she's ever had in any of the projects that she's ever done. I was so caught up with her and her performance that I actually went into her filmography and I pulled it up here and I'll show it to you all. I'm gonna start at her American debut, like Hollywood debut, and that is in Old Boy. That is the first time that she's done anything, and it's the remake, the Spike Lee version of Old Boy. She was in that, and I saw that. I do not recall her from that. She was in all the Guardian stuff, the MCU stuff, and then everything else is relatively short, little small roles or deleted scenes or uncredited cameos. This is probably the most that you get to see her on screen. No prosthetics, no makeup, just her doing her thing. And again, I feel like just watching her performance, it feels like she has way more fun doing what she did in this movie. It was impressive to see her. She was a very capable, villainous character, and I enjoyed every minute of it. You got Vin Rames and Simon Pegg. They do their normal thing. You also have Rebecca Ferguson and Vanessa Kirby rounding out the familiar faces, people that you've seen. The 2 actresses that came over from the MCU is probably the most recent place that most people have seen them. Haley Atwell and Palm, they did very good as popping up as new faces. The other new face that I feel like is a new face, they kind of worked it in and tried to make it like a flashback, a character from the early days of Mission Impossible. But this guy is Issa Morales. His character was incredibly imposing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in this sequel, because this is again a part 1, so most of the people that you see in this one are going to translate over to the next one without giving anything away. So performances are good. Let's talk about the action. The action is impressive. There are a number of chase scenes, and I think that this film does a great job in setting up tension. Seeing a movie in the theater is the best place to see a big blockbuster action style movie. And this has all those things. You have the hand-to-hand combat, you have the gunplay, you have the chase scenes, and it's incredible. As you watch, you have to believe that a lot of this is shot on location, and I just can't understand and can't get how they did all this stuff in these countries that they shot in, because I know that some of this stuff took place in Italy. If you stay behind and you watch the credits, just to actually read the credits, you see some of the other nations that things take place in get mentioned, and I was like, yo, they shot this all over the place, and the fact that they did it in such a public venue was impressive. I thought that this was really, really good when it came to all the stunt work, choreography, the fight choreography. So much of that action was good, and it'll have you on the edge of your seat. I feel like the theater atmosphere lends a lot to that, with the score and the sound being so big and so vibrant, the screen being so big, just being immersed. I felt like, man, I'm on the edge of my seat watching some of this stuff happen, mainly because, you know, it's a part one, but we really don't know where this story is going to go. We don't know who's going to survive and who won't, and that does come up a little bit in this one. Mission Impossible as a franchise has always done well with the intrigue. I do feel like in the early days, like Mission Impossible 1, 2, not really 3. I feel like 1 and 2 kind of, you know, were a little bit more convoluted than what you get here. One thing that, I don't know, people may be down on it or may be high on it, I'm actually high on it, is the fact that there's a lot of exposition. They explain everything that's going on step by step, so there's nobody who will get lost in watching this. You'll see all the different plot points, all the different characters, all the different options thrown out to you constantly, and I just like the fact that it brings you along with them, and it doesn't feel like exposition for the sake of exposition. It feels like, yo, we're talking through what we're gonna do next. We're talking through what we've done so far and where, you know, what's our next move. Lots of planning going on, and it just makes sense, and it helps the audience track all the different stuff and objectives that need to, you know, be fulfilled. I loved Mission Impossible. I say it is damn good. That is the new rating system. I'm gonna roll that out in a few days, but that is what we're gonna say for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Damn good. That's how we're going with it. Let me know what your thoughts on the movie are. I'd appreciate any feedback in the comment section below. That's all we got for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.